Hi, welcome back to SlydeBytes. So today I want to talk to you about something that is very inspirational to me. Something that has really changed the way I play blues, and it's really inspired me to create music and what led to the creation of this channel. If you ever sat down and wondered, what does that name SlydeBytes mean? It's a play on words from another industry, another thing. But it comes from these really inexpensive, but really cool. This is a chrome steel, but they can be glass, copper, brass, ceramics, all kinds of stuff. Slides. These are just a little tube that you wear in your finger, and you hold it on guitar strings or string or strings and make beautiful music with. These things are amazing. If you've never tried slide guitar, it is a completely different thing from what you're used to, most likely. Now for me, if you notice, usually when I play slide, I like to play with my fingers. I feel like it's a little more emotive. Is that the right word? It just feels like there's a lot more emotion when I'm doing it, is what I'm trying to say. But the cool thing of slide is that it's not an expensive thing to get into. So the whole point of SlydeBytes is to be an affordable channel about finding affordable gear. And slide, I can get these. This is a Fender. I want to say most of mine are somewhere around $5 to $10, something like that. I have the Fender glass slide, this one. I want to say they're usually around, for Fender, and I think Ernie Ball has some, maybe Dunlop. You have to look around. I know I usually buy from Sweetwater on these because I'm in the Midwest and they ship very fast to me. But yeah, they're just really neat little devices, very affordable, but they can get very expensive depending on what you want. If you want their signature brands and everything else up there. As always, Sheriff Woody here cannot be without his father. Let me set the guitar down and we'll grab the wiener dog real quick. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's my boy. All right, wrap him up in his favorite blankie here. He does not like to be away from his dad. Not at all. All right. So anyway, guitar slides are really cool. They're very emotive. They're very affordable, and it's a cool skill to learn. So if you've never tried it before and never played slide, again, you're just going to pick a finger. It can be your pinky, your ring, your middle finger. Those are usually where most people play it. You're just going to gently, don't put pressure, not much anyway. Just touch the slide just above the fret you're wanting to play. Maybe give a little bit of vibrato. And it's just a very cool, dark, gritty sound. Now you can do happy slide blues and gritty slide blues and all kinds of stuff. Me, I typically, if you watch this channel long enough, you know I actually have fusion-y stuff with like blues and metal, using hybrid music, using slides too, and like my Jackson 7-string or even my Ibanez. But it's really just a matter of just getting that touch just right. And learning to play the string. And it's just an interplay of everything together, and it's a very cool sound. It's very, if you like Delta blues and things like that, it's going to be right up your alley. For me, I like a lot. You could call it swamp blues, New Orleans blues, stuff from that vicinity. I usually just call it swamp blues. That's my favorite genre, blues. I listen to a lot of that stuff, especially when I'm at work. I just love it. It puts me in a good mood. Anyway, so it's not hard to do. It's just a matter of practice. And actually, I recommend, so you don't have to do any special tunings with slide. You can play it in standard. I have videos of these and playing slide and all kinds of drop tunings and things like that as well. This guitar, this very low-priced Spectrum Les Paul looking thing. It's not a Les Paul, obviously, but it's not a great guitar, but it has a lot of meaning to me. It sounds good, and it plays all right. It just took a lot of work to get it there, and it's one of those things where tuning isn't critical necessarily. It's just easier to do often with a lot of chords. If you got your finger, you got one finger down, unless you're dexterous enough to somehow slip that off there and go back and forth, which I tried and I'm not very good at it. It's just easier to go ahead and play a full chord in these open tunings. So like for the example, this is open D minor, and this is one of my favorite dark sounding tunings, a very somber tone that you get from this. It's very dark and gritty. If you listen to a lot of my music, a lot of my stuff is more on the darker side of things. I'm one of those people who, in general, has their hands in blues and metal and a bunch of other stuff. I just love music in general. So, and again, remember, I am just a dude with a smartphone camera, doing this for fun and trying to help other people find good gear at low prices. Don't take me seriously. I'm not a professional. I'm just trying to help other people here. All right. So, again, you're just putting light pressure and you're sliding. Now, I've only been playing, SlydeBytes has a channel. I've had the idea for a long time, but I actually only started posting stuff this past summer, and that was when I started playing slide blues. And actually, I have a video up of my very first 24-hour period of playing it. And there's an exercise that taught me a lot, and I just went to your fourth string technically, because you go this way. Anyway, your D string here, and I would just practice going from the second to the third. And once I felt good with that, I would go to 3 to 5. And so on, until I got a good feel for what I was doing. I actually started off with the glass slide, doing it on an acoustic guitar, and then I used that on a Telecaster and got really into it, and got that guitar into open G and double drop D and started doing all kinds of stuff. Then I started messing with this one, and you've seen it slide and all kinds of bluesy stuff and open tunings on this channel on other guitars. I've consolidated that to this guitar, because in open tunings, and open D minor specifically, if you capo it on the 2nd fret, you go into my other favorite tuning, which is open E minor. And it is also a very dark, gritty, bluesy sound, and I really like it. Again, these things are so cheap and so cool, and you've got a brand new skill set if you sit down and try to learn this. It's really cool. One of my favorite things to do is to come downstairs and sit down in my chair, in this office chair here, usually with Woody next to me, and I'll grab a cup of coffee, and sometimes my bourbon or wine or whatever, and I'll just sit here in this pleather chair, and I'll turn on my Victrola record player and turn on the Bluetooth function, and I'll just turn on Justin Johnson's music and let play and just listen to his dark blues set list, and I'll just sit here and I can do that for a long time. I can just sit here and just listen to it because it takes me somewhere. And I feel like slide guitar is one of those types of things that I feel like music, when I play, I'm trying to take you someplace. I'm trying to put an image in your mind of what I'm creating, of what, usually the song title, it gives you an idea of, especially when it's just like my playing videos. I'm trying to artistically give you an impression and express that through the guitar without any words. I think that's beautiful. I think that's a wonderful thing. Not that I'm good at it necessarily, but I'm trying. That's part of it, right? It's just such a... It's just such an expressive way of playing, and it sounds really beautiful, really good. And again, Justin Johnson's one that kind of inspired me to get into it because he's so amazing. He's got his own lesson plans and everything. You can go look into that if you're interested because he's really good. He's got his own instructional videos too. They helped me a lot learning into it. And he's not the only slide blues player. I think Joe Perry even has his own signature slide that I was looking at. Actually, I've looked at several times. Maybe I'll get it eventually. And there's all kinds of other music out there where there's a slide in places you win. You know who can play slide really well is Pete Honore. If you ever watched the Andertons, I watched a video not that long ago of him playing slide, and it's like, wow. He's already a fantastic guitar player, but oh my gosh, that was amazing. He was really good at it. Yeah. So yeah, slide is just a really cool thing, and it's really cheap and really easy to get into as far as accessibility. As far as learning it, I've tried slide in the past. I actually tried to play slide years ago, and I just couldn't do it. And at the time, I wasn't patient enough to give myself the time to grow with it. And you know how being a teenager, you feel like you suck at something, so you just give up and just don't come back to it. And that's fine. That was in my punk rock era time frame of my learning and development. And now I'm back into everything and just not so much being. I'm older and I'm more patient with what I'm trying to do, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not good at this yet, but I feel like I'm learning. And I just really like what I'm doing. I like the sound. I like what I'm doing with the slide and creating darker blues music. So anyway, the whole point of this video is just to kind of show you how to kind of get into it if you've never tried it. And it's just that light pressure over a fret, not pressing down. Not really, you're just holding it over the fret and just. Yeah, and you can play multiple strings. Or just the one string. I usually do single strings and try to branch into deep rhythm using, or a deeper bassier note with my thumb, and then I'm using my other fingers to create more of what the melody would be, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, that's all this video is. It's just introducing you to slide guitar and I want to help people understand a little bit where the name comes from for the channel and introduce you to this just a cool way of playing guitar that I think goes overlooked. Not enough people get into it, and not enough people try it. I think blues is made strong. Blues has never died. It's one of those things that just keeps staying around, and it's awesome. But I feel like there's a lot of people up and coming who have not tried it, and if you give this a shot, you can learn. It's opened my eyes to a whole new way of playing, and I'm so glad I got into it. And again, $5 to $10 for one of these. It is so easily accessible. To own one and to just sit down and play it. Now, heavier gauge strings and higher action are a little easier to try this on. I've tried this on other guitars with lower actions. You might get some buzz, and heavier strings and higher action help with that. But it's not necessarily critical, especially if you're just practicing. And open tunings make it a lot easier to make you're playing a full chord as soon as you just strum. So that's cool too. So that's just some quick pointers and a little demonstration of how to play it. And I hope this is helpful to somebody out there and maybe this will pique your interest in it and you can give it a shot, because I think it's really cool. And I hope to see slide playing grow because it's really neat. Yeah, and you'll definitely continue to see it with this channel in particular. Especially because I love it, and I have hands in all kinds of genres. I really love my metal, and I also really love this kind of blues he's playing. It's all, I do a darker style of music, but I'm trying to take you places, tell stories, express emotions through the guitar, and I think this is a great tool for that. So anyway, I've rambled on enough. I appreciate everyone who keeps coming back and watching these videos. It means the world to me. The support I've gotten has been amazing, and I hope that continues. Feel free to check out my Instagram. You'll see a lot more playing guitar videos on there, less of me talking, more playing. It's more there. I'm both trying to post more of my original content usually before it comes to YouTube. If it does come to YouTube at all, it's usually going to be over there first, and I use that as a way of both creating music and being a musician, and also of demonstrating the gear I'm using, because every bit of gear I use in a video is always just in the description. Almost every single video that I'm playing, I'm putting the gear I'm using in that, so you can kind of get a feel for what I'm doing to do what, or what I'm using to do whatever. Well, here we're gonna keep doing reviews. We're gonna keep talking about gear, and I'm gonna keep trying to. I'll post some of the original music and stuff like that, but I'm also gonna try to keep helping people finding, new ways of looking at music, new ways of playing music, and affordable gear, and doing gear reviews. That's a big deal to me. That's the mission. So again, thanks so much for everyone who keeps coming back. I appreciate all of you. Keep trading, partners. I will see you soon. Feel free to like and subscribe if you feel like I've earned it. Gotta earn it. Big deal. Big deal to me anyway. Talk to you later. Bye.